Old School Bodybuilding Clothing Company. If leg day was yesterday and now you're wondering why toilets are so damn low, you are definitely old school. If you're the only athlete at your gym that knows there's a contest today and it's to see who trains the hardest, you are old school. OSBBC.com for the hardest training athletes.
I'm Dave Palumbo, founder of Species Nutrition. From my earliest bodybuilding days, I believed in only putting the best in my body. And that lives on in the Species Nutrition line of products. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution. Welcome back to RXMuscle's Iron Road to the Olympia 2020, brought to you by Species Nutrition and Old School Bodybuilding. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today's guest is an exciting one. I've been waiting to get him on this show for a very long time, and I'm glad he's coming on before he retires. He's the winningest bodybuilder of all time. He has the most Arnold Classic champions. He's the 2008 Mr. Olympia, and he's won pretty much every show out there. Of course, the guy I'm talking about is the Blade himself, Dexter Jackson.
What's up, buddy? How you doing, Dave?
You know, I've been studying you, and I figured out your strategy. You like to walk around with the beard, with the gray beard, to look like you're the old man, and like so everyone kind of like thinks that you're not even a factor in anything anymore. And then you shave that thing off, and you show up on stage, and you devastate people who underestimate you. You've been doing it for years. You like it's like the fake feigning death, so to speak.
That's right. That's called mind games. So I've been doing it for years. Now you see everybody trying to wear beards now.
Yeah, you're playing possum. Yeah, but you got the gray going on, so people think, Dex is an old guy, you know? He's 51 years old, you know?
That's right.
But you underneath all that, you still got the goods. I don't, to be honest with you, Dexter, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. I don't know what your secret is. It genetics? Is it the way you take care of yourself? How are you still doing this at 51 at such a high level?
It's a bit of both. Well, multiple things, I'd say. The hunger. You got to have that. If I didn't have that drive, then I would retire a long time ago. I just love to compete and battle against some of the best guys in the world, that being one. Food, food has changed dramatically from what I used to do back in the day.
Yeah.
Even though I hate it now, I have to eat so much food. It just... I can't wait to be able to retire and just eat 2 or 3 meals a day.
So you're eating more now at 51 than you did when you were younger?
Yeah, for sure. Because, when I was younger, I got away with doing 3 or 4 shakes in 2 meals, or 3 shakes in 3 meals.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And still coming and looking phenomenal and full and all of that stuff. But as I got older, and this is what a lot of people don't understand, you got to know how to make the proper adjustments when it comes to training, which is another one.
Yeah.
As you know, as we get older, things start to fade and you start to lose things here and there. You know what I'm saying? So especially legs and stuff like that. So yeah. I've been able to, hold father times off a little bit and actually grow my legs and keep them big and full. And that's from the training style, not all those heavy squats and all that stuff. I don't do none of that stuff no more.
Right.
And then, even then, after a couple of years, I started fading a little bit because my knees were hurting so bad.
Oh, so you do have pain. I'm glad to hear that you have something that's not
Well,
hurting.
now I don't have any pain at all because I started working with Brad Rowe with that newbie machine. And as you know, I don't know if you guys know about that. But
explain it. Yeah, explain it to us.
Right. So, we started working with that. And therefore, I get a lot of, people online that says, I can't believe you doing that much weight. That is like, I almost can do that. I said, well, put this electricity through your ass and let me see you do it.
So what do you do? So they hook you up and they use electricity on you while you're actually training?
Absolutely, while you're actually training. So therefore, you barely can do half the weight that you normally can do. So if you're doing 405, you can only do half of that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And then guess what that does? It saves your joints. You're not doing all this heavy weight no more. And what it does is all the dead, muscle fibers or fibers that don't work like they should be working, it's waking everything up, and it's making everything in that particular area work.
So what do you feel?
So you ain't, it's volumizing everything.
What do you feel when you're training with that machine? Give me an idea of what does it feel like?
You will be sore than you ever been in your life.
Really?
Just give it one. You don't even need weight. Just do your body weight.
Wow, really?
That's what a lot of people don't understand. And then when you start doing it, like I've been doing it, because first we started doing it with legs. I grew my legs back, and then I came out of here early. And of course, they pushed Olympia all the way back to December,
right? Which
is only going to help me, which has only helped me, because it gave me more time to be able to let my body heal and relax and detox and all that stuff.
Sure.
And after taking long breaks like this, of course, you're going to be better than you were in a long time. You know what I'm saying? So that was the good thing about them pushing it back so far.
Gotcha.
So therefore, when I came out here, Brad was like, you know what? We're going to do every body part this time. We ain't just doing legs.
Right.
So I've been using this machine on every body part. And let me tell you something. I've been getting the biggest pumps of you. I mean, you can't even do, say for instance, if you're used to doing 16 sets, you hit 10 sets, you're blitzed.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Interesting.
It cuts down the time in the gym. Instead of doing, hour and a half, we're done at 35 minutes, 45 minutes.
Wow.
We're out of there.
Really? That's interesting.
It's amazing, man. So now, I'm not going to get into, saying this and that, but we'll see what happens after the show, and I'll make everybody a believer. But I just gotta keep staying on course, doing what I'm supposed to do, because the body's tricky when you get older. You got to know how to make the proper adjustments. Like I said, we was talking about food earlier. I'm eating way more food because I have to. I have to keep my body full. If I don't, then I'll flatten out.
Yeah, I know.
When I was younger, I could eat 3 meals and stay full as a tick.
Did you think when you ate, the fact that you ate a lot less volume your whole career, you think that kept your waistline better? Because it seems like a lot of guys, as they get older, their waist blows out. Like you never had like a skin issue where your skin got loose or your waist got really out of control.
See, that's all genetics. When we're talking about my skin, tightness and all of that stuff, that's strictly genetics. Now, when it comes to the volume of food, a lot of people like to think just because, people got a little gut or what have you, it's from drugs. It's absolutely not the case at all.
No, I don't believe
it's
so.
the food amounts. We eat so much food till you wouldn't believe. That's what a lot of people understand.
I think that's what happened to me, because I had to eat so much volume because I had such a crazy metabolism.
Eat so much food, right? No, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying insulin and none of that stuff, but I don't even do none of that.
Yeah.
So it can't be from that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
Now, what a lot of people don't understand is, and I'll get into this more on other videos, but after all the years of doing certain things, you develop gut issues. I've been to so many different doctors and specialists,
right?
And I finally found one young lady that's a chiropractor, but she's a gut specialist.
Okay.
That fixed my stomach, and I ain't got the gut no more. It's gone.
Yeah, but my point was, you never had like the distended belly, like from visceral fat that a lot of guys had. You just had like a bloating issue, right?
Right. Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. But now we've figured out how to get rid of all of that. And it was, I can't get into detail because I don't want these guys coming up trying to whoop me.
Well, it's too late now. There's only a week left. Now, I mean, I'm assuming you were doing like a lot of probiotics and fiber and stuff like that?
What's that?
Were you doing a lot of probiotics and fiber and stuff like that?
But you got to find the right probiotic.
Right.
You got to have the right digestive enzymes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay?
Yeah, I agree.
And these are the ones that I take are medical grade. You can't get them over the counter.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? And what happened, let me go ahead and tell you, what happens over the years of doing so much sucralose and doing so much artificial flavors and all of that stuff,
Right.
it's going to tear your gut up. That's where all the bloatness is coming from.
You think that's what
Over
caused
the
your
years.
bloating? Yeah.
What's that?
You're convinced that's what caused your bloating?
Of course, because when she fixed it and I cut all that stuff out,
Yeah.
it's gone. You see what I'm saying?
You don't think if you would have kept
I
it in and
actually
just
had
added the
hiccups.
digestive enzymes that it would have been fine?
But it has to be a medical grade digestive.
Right,
enzyme.
but I'm saying, in other words, you think you could have kept the sucralose and all that if you would have just added the
No,
digestive
because
enzymes and the fiber?
If I start back with the sucralose,
Yeah.
doing stuff like that, diet sodas and all that
Yeah.
stuff, over the time, what it does is it's going to make your gut bad.
Right.
You got to have a good, healthy gut.
Yeah.
So what happens is you're doing it for so long, and you start bloating and all of this stuff, and once I cut it all out, and that also, I think you may know a few people, Dave, that has really bad hiccups for weeks and weeks and months.
Yes, I do.
Well, I had that issue.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay, and soon, and that all leads to gut issues.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So when we cut that sucralose out and cut all of that artificial flavors out and all that shit,
Yeah.
all the hiccups was gone.
Wow, that's great.
And
I-
and listen, I've been having it off and on for years.
Really? Huh, interesting. Well, I'm glad you discovered that. You know what? It's always good when us older guys find out how, solutions to problems that we can then share, and I'm sure you will after the Olympia, share with everyone exactly what you did so that you can solve some of these younger guys' problems before they actually get the
Absolutely, I
problems.
would gladly do that.
Okay, we could always do a future show on that. Let me ask you a question. This is a valid question because you've been doing this for over 30 years now, competing, bodybuilding, living that lifestyle. Okay, every year competing or doing a couple shows. You're retiring this year. I almost don't believe you're doing it because what are you going to do with yourself? I mean, how are you mentally going to handle not having to go through everything that you do every year? I know it's tiring already. You've been doing it so long, but at the same time, that's all you know. That's what you've done for 3 decades.
Right. Well, I got a game plan. After I left Ultimate Nutrition a couple years ago,
Yeah.
I started right then working on my future after bodybuilding. So that's why you don't see me with the J's and the nice rides no more, because I've been putting that money in.
Oh, I like that. Okay, that's great. You're saving, in other words.
Saving the money. Now,
Smart, man.
Now I'm getting ready to release my very own,
Right.
myself, Dexter Jackson Signature Series
Very cool.
at the first quarter of the year. And it's going to be, all the products are, top grade products.
Gotcha.
Because one thing about me, Dave, you know me, I'm all about quality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
And
that's why it took
transparency,
me so
too.
long. It took me 2 years to be able to, come up with the right product, tasting and everything, and making sure everything's in it that I want in it,
Gotcha.
and all of this stuff, because I developed them all myself. And so that's what I've been busy working on.
Gotcha.
And I can't wait to release it. I got the websites and all that stuff for you guys that'll be coming out real soon. I got information that if some of you guys are interested in the product, to email all of that stuff. I got my own customer service number right now. Everything is going to be, and it's not opening to, I'm not dropping it to the first quarter of the year.
Right, I got you.
Okay, so that's
So you're going to pour yourself into that,
into.
essentially. You're going to immerse yourself in that.
Right, and when I come out, and when it's released, it's going to be everywhere. It's Amazon, bodybuilding.com, Europa, everywhere.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So,
you have a lot of
but
relationships with people.
the three regions that I'm really focusing on, that I've already nailed, that I'm releasing into the countries, are of course the United States, the Middle East, India, and also UK. So those are the markets that I'm focusing on first. Okay, and this first line, like I said, is my Gold Series. That's the Dexter Jackson Signature Series Gold. Yeah. And then next year I'll be coming out with a platinum.
I want platinum right now. I don't want gold. Forget gold. I want the good stuff, man.
All of it's good, brother, I promise.
All right. You've been doing this. You've won every show. you've pretty much mastered everything in body. There's nothing you haven't done. You won the Olympia. I mean, when you look back at your career, how do you want to be remembered, I guess you could say? Like, in other words, like when people talk about you in the future, how would you like to be remembered? As the guy who won the most shows, as the guy who won the most Arnold? Like, what would you like your legacy to basically, how should it be written?
I really don't look or think about stuff like that. I let the public be the judge of that. But I just want to be respected. That's the main thing. I don't care about being one of the greatest and none of that stuff. That's for you guys to decide on that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To me, I'm just me. I'm not this guy that, demand this and demand that because who I am and what I've won. That's just not me. But for me, when I retire, you might not like what I've done, just like I hate Kobe Bryant, but I respect it. You might not like what Dexter have done,
yeah,
but you're gonna respect what I've done because I feel that to do what I have done over the years, consistently.
Yeah.
I don't think there will ever be another person to be able to do what I've done.
I agree. You're like the Lou Gehrig or Cal Ripken of bodybuilding. I mean, the longevity. I think the longevity is more impressive sometimes than winning 8 Olympias because you've done it longer and more consistently, almost.
Like I say, I'll let you guys be the judge of that. But for me, like say for instance, I can see where you're coming from. Say for instance, like Michael Jordan got 6 rings.
Yeah.
6 finals. He's labeled as the GOAT. LeBron James is right behind him. He probably won't get 6 rings. Even if he did, he'll be like 6 and 12 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
It's hard to beat that 6 and 6. But what he's doing at his age has never been done before. He's gonna break every single record there is out there.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And in longevity, he's 30, about to be 37 or something. He's still the best in the league.
I know, it's crazy.
So it's hard to say that what I've done over the years consistently and winning 30 titles, almost 29, almost 30 titles, that would never be broken. So it's very, and I think that, Dave. A lot of people would, probably say, records are made to be broken, but once guys start, Dave, as you know, they start winning shows, and then they get into the Olympia, then they the hype going into the Olympia, or they compare to, this between such and such and Phil Heath. Yeah. Once they get up there, then what they do, Dave?
They don't compete.
Competing in it. They stop competing and just competing in that one show.
Dumb.
See, I never did that. Or if they lose Olympia, what they doing, Dave? They retiring. Yeah. I kept going and kept winning still 16 shows since I retired with 4 Arnolds.
I used you as an example on Heavy Muscle Radio. We were talking about in women's bodybuilding, Jake Wood has this Rising Phoenix show, which just took place this last weekend. The winner got, I think, $50,000 in a $75,000 car. And then we have the Miss Olympia in 2 weeks. And I said, man, if Dexter was a woman bodybuilder, he definitely would have hit both shows 2 weeks apart. I said, with all that prize money, I can't believe that Iris, Kyle, and Margie Martin didn't do these shows.
Right.
I mean, who turns down that kind of ability to make money, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. Because, like I did that Masters that year, that shit was $100,000.
Yeah, that was crazy. By the way, did you ever get paid for that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I got most of it. I think I got like 80,000. Like 80 grand. I'll take that.
Yeah, damn right. That's funny. Let me ask you this question. What was the best victory of all the victories? The most memorable, the one that you will always think about when you think about your career?
Ooh. Of course, gotta say the Olympia.
I would think so, yeah. What about amateur-wise?
That's a Super Bowl of bodybuilding, so there's nothing higher than that. Yeah. So I would definitely have to say that, but got a couple other great memories that's right below it.
Like
what
I'm
saying? When I thought my career was over, 2010, I was Gail and we were contemplating on me retiring.
Right.
I'd rather step away, and that's when George and Charles came along, and they wanted to work their magic on me, and so we started working together. And then I ended up wearing 2013 Arnold Classic, and that one right there.
That was a big one.
Yeah, it's a big one. Yeah, it's very, it's right up under there, man, because I was actually ready to retire.
It's crazy. Yeah, that was. I think that when I think back, I think that was a huge one because of your age, because of the fact, right, people had written you off kind of like as you were kind of on the down slope of your career, and then you kind of like reinvigorated it with that win, and you shut everyone up again.
Yeah. Dave, I've lived my whole career doing that. I strive off of that. Negativity, Dexter not going to do this and do that. I lived my whole career off of that.
I think you like that. I think you like to create that anger, that people, criticizing your physique, and you use that as fuel to make you better.
Yeah, every time, and I don't understand why people even, when it comes to me, why are you even doubting after you've seen what I've done?
Because they like to do that. I think they know it inspires you almost. And I think that, and people can't believe it though, Dex. And no one has done what you've done. When people see you slide a little, they think, all right, he must be going down. Finally, Father Time must have won. And then you somehow snap back from it. I don't know how you do it.
Snap back, yeah. By the grace of God. Yeah. And his genetics, thanks to my parents.
Yeah, exactly.
I can continue doing this as long as I want to do it. But like I said, it comes a time when it's time to walk away.
So you want to walk away on top, basically.
You want to walk away on top, and it's time. Okay. I even contemplating, maybe doing Brazil because I got so many Brazilian fans, and that failed this year. Because
I know you wanted to win 30. You had to want that 30th win.
I I do, man. So, the goal is to retire right now. Who knows? Brazil next year, April, if I were to do it.
Like he's talking already. You just retired. Now you're coming back.
No, I'm just saying. But I owe it to my Brazilian fans.
I want to see win 30. I think you should do it.
I'm not giving that guarantee right now because because businesses, I feel, because God has always had my back. Okay. Yeah. And I feel when my after bodybuilding life kicks off, I'm gonna be more busy than I was probably when I was competing.
Probably will be.
You know what I'm saying?
Are you a strong man of faith?
Yes. And that's the next and that's the next thing. That's the next goal. I don't fail at anything.
No.
Once I set my mind to do something, I'm not saying I don't fail at anything. I mean, at nothing, but I try not to. And when I put my mind to doing something,
right.
It's very hard for me not to achieve it.
Yeah. By the way, happy belated birthday. You turned 51 on November 25th. So.
Yeah.
You were born on Thanksgiving, huh?
I was born on Thanksgiving Day, yes.
That's great. You robbed your mother of a good meal, but we got Dexter Jackson. So.
Yeah, everybody's back home. I'm here in LA. But what I did get to do, I did a surprise visit to my daughter. She lives in Vegas.
Oh, really?
She just had a little baby boy, so I met my grandson.
Wow, congratulations,
so showed up
man.
at the door. And even I'm talking, 3 weeks out?
Yeah.
I've never traveled that close to it.
Hey, your grandpa now. You gotta go visit.
Since it was right there in Vegas, it's only a 45-minute flight. Then 2 days there. Next morning I'm back 7 o'clock in the morning. That's back great. Here in LA. I did it, man, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah, that's
I needed
awesome.
a little time away to be able to relax and not train for a couple of days and get my mindset right, and that helped a lot.
It's funny, you just became a grandfather. I became a father last year for a third time.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
I have a 1-year-old, and I'm 52, so.
Oh, that's awesome! Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, this is actually my second my grandkid. I got a granddaughter. She's 10.
Oh, I didn't know you had a 10-year-old. Wow, holy mackerel!
Yeah.
Whoa, that's crazy. Yeah. Let me ask you this question: of all the shows you did, the Olympia the most memorable, obviously. What was your biggest disappointment? What was the show you wanted to bury your head in the sand? I mean, I know that because people think everything was great with you. You've had some disappointments in your career.
Well, you know what, Dave? I feel if things was judged, let's put it this way. I just feel like I probably could have got about 40 wins. But you know what, Dave? 29 wins. I've had an amazing career.
How many second places did you get?
I got a lot of second places.
Yeah.
A lot of second places. But the one disappointment that hurt me the most is when I lost to Evan Centopani in the Flex Pro here.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
That killed me right there, bro.
That was a very controversial show. I remember.
That's when I was, my glutes wasn't happening or nothing.
Yeah.
Joe McNeil just dropped me right then. So
wow.
And that's when George and Charles came around.
Yeah. How did you recover from that? Was that like were you like really down on yourself for a while?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
How'd you pick yourself up? And how did you mentally get strong?
I just took time off. Spend time with family, prayed, regrouped, came out here and started training with Charles, started working with George, changed around my whole routine with all those shakes and stuff, and started putting, regular food in there and giving me so much food. When I first seen that diet, I was like, oh, hell no. There's no way I'm eating all of this food. But you got to train your body to do it, man. Even to this day, I still hate eating it. Yeah. But you got to do it.
You were one of the few guys that was so successful in the open class that started. A lot of people don't know this. A lot of people do, as a bantamweight. I mean, when you first started, no one in their right mind would have said this guy's going to be a Mr. Olympia champion in the open division, which was all there was at that time. I mean, you really built yourself a physique that basically says to anyone out there, hey, there's no limits on what you can achieve, because I'm sure plenty of people told you were nuts when you probably told them you were going to even be a pro bodybuilder, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, it started back in high school when my teacher started telling me I ain't gonna be nothing in life. So that's where it all started. That's where the first doubt started. Yeah. And then of course when I started competing, it started with me going to nationals. Boy, he's about to get his ass whipped in nationals. So I get to the USAs and I see Harold Cherry and all these guys with these big ass legs, and I was just like 185. These dudes are like 198. Yeah. They ate up and stuff, so they probably 210. I went back and told my trainer, I'm like, dude, I am about to get smoked. These dudes are so fucking huge. And it was like back then, Dave, you know how many people are in each class. So it was about 45 guys in that class.
That was the hardest class, the light heavies.
I'm like just lost. I get on stage, beat all those guys. Yeah. 187, bro. And that was the USA's. And after that, I was like, you know what? Size don't matter in this sport.
Yeah, it's conditioning.
That's when I started believing in myself. Because when I first got in the game, it was just to pick up some chicks.
To be honest, yeah.
To be honest, because I went to my first bodybuilding show. These guys taught me to go on in Jacksonville, and all these girls are screaming, "Oh, God damn, I want to do this! I wanted the chicks." That's the honest to God truth. That's why I started competing.
That's funny.
And I started winning shows and still wasn't getting no chicks. I'm like, okay, what the fuck? And then when I started winning, when I won the USA, that's when I was like, you know what, this can be a career thing for me, man.
You can make money.
I can beat these big guys. It ain't all about size. Mm-hmm. And then right after that same year, which was probably 3 months later, they had nationals. I ain't made the top 15.
You got whipped, I remember. I saw you in the lobby. I said, I don't know what the hell happened to you. I said, but don't believe me, it wasn't you. You looked really good.
You said that. I remember you said that.
Yeah.
Because when they didn't call my number. I swear I looked at my number like 30 times.
I think they missed you. I think they completely missed you.
That's right. Yeah, Peter Potter was like, oh yeah, they overlooked you, Dex. I'm like, you supposed to be representing my state, man.
I don't think you made the top 15, did you?
I didn't.
No, he won the USA, and then he goes to nationals, and he doesn't make the top 15. And you look the same. You look just as good,
Yep.
Crazy.
So that hurt. And
I thought that was what you were going to say was your biggest disappointment, to be honest with you. But yeah.
Well, that was one of them. But you know what? I had to develop I had to develop a hard skin for this sport.
Yeah.
You know, because there was times like that one, and there were times where when I turned pro backstage and I felt I should have done better, and I'm crying backstage, and Ronnie and Flex, you okay, little man? You gonna get them? Just keep doing what you're doing, patting y'all on the back and shit. And I remember asking Ronnie one time, "Hey man, hey, let me get that trophy, bro."
And you did get it.
Let me get that sandal. He's like, "Don't worry about it. You're gonna get one day."
He said that?
Okay. Yeah, he said that.
Wow.
He said, right. You just keep doing what you're doing.
That's great.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, that was pretty much about the same thing that we just talked about.
All right. I want to ask you this final question because I don't want to keep you all day. I could ask you questions all day. But the best piece of advice you ever received from someone, and who was it? The best advice for bodybuilding you ever received?
The best piece of advice.
Maybe someone who sat you down and said, "Hey, Dexter, this is you got to do this, or this is a certain way." Maybe how to present yourself or how to handle yourself business. It could be anything involving your successes in the bodybuilding world.
Well, I think Flex. I was eating lunch with Flex in New York. I think it was a time that they had the Olympia that year. In New York.
Right.
And I asked Flex, I say, man, no, it was a night of the champions. It was some night of the champions. Flex was just there. He wasn't competing. And I was sitting there with him, and I was like, Flex, man, what do I do to take my career to the next level, man? He's like, you know what? He said, you need to go get Joe McNeil, get him to come out of retirement.
Really?
And that, yep. And that's my first trainer.
Wow. Now, why did he recommend Joe McNeil for you?
Well, Joe is the one got him, you know, he won the USAs with Joe.
Oh,
Joe
I didn't know that. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Neil was, like he was helping him, but he was listening to Joe. Joe did everything.
Interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah, Flex looked amazing when he won the USA that year. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Did he help Flex when he won the Arnold, that first Arnold?
No.
Oh.
No.
That was another great look.
You know these guys. These guys do well with somebody. They win and then go to somebody else.
The next great thing, I know.
You know how clients are.
You're pretty loyal. You were only with two people, really, your whole career.
I've had two people my whole career.
Yeah.
You know, Joe and George.
And George, excuse me, and George, right. Let me ask you this. Since that was the best advice you received, what's the best advice you can give to bodybuilders who are coming up now and watching this show? Like, if you had now with all the wisdom you have and all the mistakes that you've made and all the things you've learned, what advice would you give to upcoming guys that are trying to like break in and turn pro and make a career out of bodybuilding?
The best advice that I can give a person that's new, that wants to do this, is this is not a sprint. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's a race. Long distance race.
Yeah.
It's not all about getting big fast. You want to do things slowly. Okay?
Pace yourself, in other words.
Pace yourself, absolutely. And you gotta know how to make adjustments as you go on. Get the right people in your corner. Okay? I've had the same handful of people my whole career in my corner. If I look like shit, you look like shit. They're gonna tell me that. You want people to be 100 with you. You don't want no guys that's gonna say, you know, you look great when you really don't, because they don't want to hurt your feelings. You want your feelings hurt. That way you're gonna work harder.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's it. That's the best advice I can give. You know, of course, everybody want to say that make sure you get your proper rest and all that crap.
Nah, I don't want that. I want the real advice.
My advice is what I just said. You know, you want to pace yourself.
Okay.
You know, you want a long career. Take time off on an off season from doing
good advice.
You know, from doing PEDs or whatever. Take time off. Don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to get small.
Amen to that, man. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And detox every time. get your blood work checked on a regular.
Yep.
And you'll be fine, you know, but you got to make sure you come off and give your body that proper rest. I mean, when I used to come out from the gym after the show, I have no problem not going to the gym 2.5 months. I don't want to see the gym.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that probably
Now, if
led
I'm
to
getting
your
ready-
longevity too, because it rested your body up a little, your joints. I should have done that. I was afraid to, you know.
Got to rest, yeah. You know, these guys get in their head, they start getting a little small, and it messes with their head.
Yeah.
They feel that they always got to be swole all the time.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
If you got a problem with that, stay your ass home.
Yeah. Right.
You stay your ass home for about 3 months.
Yeah.
And don't be out in the public.
Yeah, no, you're right. You know what? My problem is when I competed, I believed completely in the detox aspect of it, but I was afraid to stay out of the gym because I think I had you think that if you don't work out, you're going to lose muscle, but you and I both know that muscle doesn't go away so fast. You know,
muscle has memory, as you know,
and it comes back quickly.
And after getting back on a little supplement, all of this stuff, that muscle's right back, man, in 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but you gotta be mentally ready to go through that. If you're not, then it's gonna mess with your head like it did with you.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You got to have basically what you're telling people is you have to have a smart game plan. And if you don't stick to the game plan because you're going to let your neurotic nature take over, you're going to sabotage yourself long term.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And these guys coming up, man, they want to, do this and do that and get big fast. You know, just like any other sport, you guys want to get paid the millions right off the bat.
Yeah.
You can't, it takes time, man. You want to work your way up to being and build a name for yourself. You know, you want a long, prosperous career. You don't want to just come in the game and, I see some of these big, huge guys. I'm like, man, this guy is going in the wrong direction. I said that same thing about, God bless his soul, Luke and what's big boy name who passed for Memphis?
Dallas.
Dallas. I said same thing about Dallas and a few other guys. They got to slow down, man. It ain't that serious.
Yeah.
Health comes first.
Mental health too, not just physical, because Luke's was a mental health thing.
Absolutely, mental health as well. You need to come in this thing like it's a hobby. Don't put all your marbles into this sport.
You're right.
Especially if you can't take a loss.
Yep.
You're
right.
At first, like I told you, I was crying backstage all the time. I developed that hard shell, that hard skin, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna tear their ass up next show. That made me more hungry.
Yeah, that's the only way.
And that's how you should look at it. You want to be better every time you step on stage. Mm-hmm. That's the mindset when it comes to being a good, bodybuilder.
What young guys do you like now? Like, who do you think is going to be the future of the sport? You like the Labradas? He's young.
Well, this changes so fast. A couple years ago or last year or something like that, I said a couple guys and they hadn't really, they disappointed me. So, I mean, Dave, you know how it is. A lot of people say, open class is dying. The open class will never die.
No
We'll
way.
always be the bread and butter of this sport.
Yep.
Because you have guys like me and Rody, all of us around for 10 plus years.
Yeah.
All we need is one or two guys that come every now and then.
Yep, you're right.
You see what I'm saying? That's all we need. That's
you don't need
them.
You don't need 25 guys that are going to come in.
Yeah, you don't see because you're getting all these other classes that's got so many guys and they only around 3 or 4 years and they're gone.
Yep, you're right.
We're around 10, 15 years. We develop a fan base, not followers. We got fans.
Yeah.
We develop a fan base. We have people cutting like the gold tickets for the Olympia. $850 for, ain't nobody gonna pay no $850 for no bikini on no to see dudes.
You're right.
And they wonder why we get paid. We get paid the money because we fill the seats.
Yes, you're 100% right. You're 100%.
You know what I'm saying? As a promoter, I'm not gonna keep putting on. And as a matter of fact, they're raising the prize money. They're raising the prize.
What
money
is the prize money? Do you know?
I don't know, but I heard they're raising it.
Okay. Dan said, yeah, overall there's going to be more prize money. We'll see what it is.
Yeah,
they haven't announced it yet. All right, last question. You and I, I've known you for 100 years. I've interviewed you a million times over the years. We competed together. What happened? You were mad at me for a while. What were you mad at about me?
Because you get on here and you talk shit about me.
Yeah, but you say you have thick skin. You don't care.
Yeah, no, that's different though. I helped you on the way. I'm the one who made you get where you are. I helped you.
No, yeah, I understand. But
hold on. I used to fly you to my shows on my own dime.
You did. You absolutely did.
Put you in hotels on my dime.
You did.
RXMuscle is because I helped you guys.
You absolutely did.
But then you want to talk shit. That's all I'm saying.
What did I talk shit?
If it was
what?
me, I'm
about
not
your
that
physique?
type of dude. I wouldn't. If I can't say nothing good about you, I'm not gonna say nothing.
But what did I talk shit about? Your physique?
Yeah.
That's my job, though, to critique.
I still turn around and win.
Yeah, but so you proved me wrong. But isn't that my job? My job is to critique people. So I would think that you would know that's my job, not that it's a personal thing. Because I like you. We get along. I came out and spent the whole day with you, and covered your whole day in the life of Dexter Jackson, and we had a great time together.
Yes, we did. That's why I couldn't understand why you would do this over the years, not just one time. This shit was happening all the time.
No, well, I have to critique the show if that's what I think. That it has nothing to do with you personally, obviously.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I have a hard job, Dexter, because I have a lot of friends and people that I've known and nurtured relationships with, and if I say anything bad about them, it's not just you. They do take it the wrong way, like as if I am putting them down as a person, but you know that there's a separation.
Well, here's the thing. There's a way you say things, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. You can say something, that's not down on a person.
Yeah, I understand. But you know what? It's tough.
You can get your point across without being so outspoken about it. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's like certain people that get on telecast or something. Mm-hmm. And
I know who you're talking about. Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You want somebody that's gonna. You don't want somebody that's dogging everybody when you're trying to get people to watch the sport. Right.
I didn't think I was negative, but if I was that negative and you took it and it was insulting to you, I apologize because that was not what my intention was.
Yeah, I know. It's all good, man. I buried it. That's why I decided to do this interview. It took a while. Yeah. But it's time to move on, man. I'm getting too old for this crazy shit.
We're all getting too old, Dexter, man. We're in the 50 club now.
We old now, brother.
Yeah.
Before I go, I want to make sure everybody that I had a problem with, man, we cool as hell.
All right.
That's
that's good.
And that's just me. I'm that type
I always
of person.
liked you. That's why it actually bothered me that you were mad at me. So I used to make a joke about it on the show all the time, but it was bothering me because I do like you. It wasn't like you're not like one of these guys that I couldn't give a shit if I ever talked to them again,
Yeah.
So the beard is coming off, huh?
Huh?
The beard is coming off for the show?
Of course.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
I just like to psych them out. They gonna see. I just want them to see how old I am before I whoop their ass. Because it's gonna happen.
I got you. All right. Well, this might be Dexter Jackson's last show. He says it is, but I don't believe it. But
it's my last show.
All right. You just were talking about Brazil the 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm gonna be so busy. I'm not gonna.
All right. Well, you got to let me know when
I would like to. Let's put it that way. I would like to do that, but I'm just not. This diet right here, Dave.
Yeah.
Being that who I am, the blade.
Yeah.
I got these super genetics and all of this shit, and I got away with doing a lot of stuff. That I shouldn't be doing on a diet. Okay.
Early on, yeah, especially.
I mean, all the way up to last year.
Oh, really? You still doing? You still doing the McDonald's
and all of that stuff? Yeah. This diet right here, I can honestly say I suffered. I walk around like a zombie. I haven't felt like this since I first started.
Well, you want to end on a high note. That's why, right?
Right. So I want to make sure. I mean, if you look on my refrigerator over there, if you look on my refrigerator over there,
Right.
I even got the diet that George sent me. So I make sure I follow every meal to the fucking T, bro.
Well,
And let me tell you,
that's why you get good results.
it's been hard as hell. Very hard for me.
Well, I like that's why you're successful.
I love it.
You're not afraid to
I
work.
love the results, and I think you guys will too.
All right. Well, best of luck over the next week and a half or so, getting ready for the Olympia. Hopefully, maybe you'll emerge as Mr. Olympia and get win number 30, and then you could really retire and not have to worry about it.
That'll be amazing, wouldn't it?
And you know what? People probably think it can never happen, but you know what? I wouldn't bet against you for all the. If I had a bet of 1 penny from my bank account, I wouldn't bet against you because you know what? You're always right there, ready to prove everyone wrong.
Here's the thing, though. You are a professional analyst.
Yes.
You're not a YouTuber.
Right.
You know.
I know. I've seen it.
I know you. You know, you got Sean and you got, Palumbo. I mean, what's his name? Dave.
Who?
What's his name that MCs for the Olympia?
Bob.
You got
James,
you got Bob. You got a lot of influencers as bodybuilder commentators or whatever. I guarantee you, none of those guys that got me in the top. Got me out of the top 5 because they know. Because for one, how does a person that should have won Arnold not be in the top 5?
You know what the problem is, Dexter? When they handicap these shows, they assume everyone's going to be in the best shape of their life, and you and I know that no one ever is except you, and that's how you beat these guys. That's
just what I was about to say, Dave. So I like to tell these guys, not the YouTubers, but I like to tell people who write me and say, such and such guys, why the YouTubers ain't giving you no respect? I'm like, brother, that's because for one, they need to have 2 lists. This is what I tell them. You need to have 2 lists. You need to have one list of what you hope is going to happen.
Right.
And then you need to have another list. If everybody's in shape, what's going to happen?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And for one, Dave, as you know, 3 or 4 guys are the only ones going to be in shape.
Of course. Everyone says if Ramy was in shape, he's going to win the Olympia, but we've never seen him in shape, so that's not a real good bet to put out there. I wouldn't bet on Ramy because we've never seen him in shape, so,
Right, you've never seen him in shape, and he's got some huge body parts that are, he needs to catch up to certain body parts, I feel.
Yeah, but I'm just saying you can't bet on someone who's not consistent. You're a safe bet,
Right, absolutely. And, so like I said before, naysayers, those are the ones that drive me. And you better believe I'm going to shut all their mouth again for this show right here.
Well, Dexter, when the new product line comes out, you got to send me some of the products. We'll have to do a little review on them. And I want to definitely talk to you in the future about gut health and how you fixed your gut, because that's a great topic as well. But for now, focus on the Olympia. Best of luck, my friend, and hopefully you come out on top.
Thank you, Dave. You guys take care. It's finally nice to bury the hatchet.
Yes.
Between the both of us. And we're going to see you next week. And hopefully it's going to be a good interview.
All right, guys, that's going to take us to the end of another episode.
If I don't do good, it won't be no interview.
No, well, yeah, the best interview would be if you won the show, obviously. So.
Oh, that would be amazing. But
that would be the record of all records. No one that would certainly put you in the rarefied air of no one ever touching you ever again. At 51,
Never say never. Bro.
That's like Jack Nicklaus when he won the Masters at like 46. In golf.
It was amazing.
Yeah. All right.
People say all the time, well, 51, that's not old. I'm like, well, you show me a 51-year-old in any sport that's on the top of his game. That's in the top in the world. Can't do it.
No, you're in very, very, very small group of people that have been able to achieve excellence, at not just perform, but to have excellence at your age. And that's not just due to your genetics, Dexter. That's due to your mindset, because You got to have
Absolutely.
a serious mindset. I don't know how you still do the whole bodybuilding lifestyle, the food and the training. I mean, it gets tiring. You get burnt out on that, and you've kept that fresh. Yeah. You've kept that ability to still do that. You go out to Venice. You still leave your family. You train out there. I mean, that's just something that you've been able to do, and that adds you. That puts you up here in my book because you are just like I said, the iron horse. You don't break. You know.
Yeah, it's discipline, man. I'm like a machine. You know, if I go to sleep at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning, my body wakes me up at 7:30 every day. Period.
Wow.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah.
I got to get up. It wakes me up to eat at 7:30.
That's
you know
what it takes, man.
So, and you know, every day is the same thing. Yeah. And you know, it's all about discipline.
Sure. Well, thanks so much for joining us today, and have a safe drive across. Are you in Florida now, or are you still out in Venice?
Yeah, I'm in LA.
Okay, well, have a safe flight out to Florida here, back home, and we'll see you in a week.
You got it, brother.
All right, guys. That's going to take us to the end of another episode of RXMuscle's Iron Road to the Olympia 2020, brought to you by Species Nutrition and Old School Bodybuilding. I'm Dave Palumbo with Dexter Jackson. We'll see you next time.